We often hear about the great acts of faith in the Bible, but what do they really mean to us today? How can we tap into that same unwavering belief that empowered ordinary men and women to do extraordinary things? In the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, we find a record of these heroes of faith. These weren't superhuman figures or mythical beings, but ordinary people facing extraordinary challenges. Their stories remind us that faith is more than just a feeling, so let's dive in and discover the power of a faith that can truly move mountains. In the beginning, there was Abel, a shepherd, a man of the earth, tending his flock under an expansive sky. Abel's offering to God was simple, the firstborn of his flock, a lamb without blemish. It was a sacrifice offered not out of obligation, but from a heart brimming with faith. He believed in a God he couldn't see, a God who valued the sacrifice, born from a pure heart. This act, simple yet profound, set a precedent for generations to come. Abel's story reminds us that true faith isn't about grand gestures or elaborate rituals. It's about the posture of our hearts, the willingness to offer our best to God, trusting in his unseen hand. Imagine a world steeped in shadows where humanity strayed further and further from the light of God. In this world walked Enoch, a man set apart. He chose a different path, a path illuminated by his unwavering faith. Enoch's life was a testament to the power of walking with God. While others around him succumbed to the darkness, Enoch held fast to his belief. The scriptures tell us that Enoch walked with God, and then the unimaginable Enoch was no more, for God took him. His story challenges us to examine our own walk, to ask ourselves if we are merely existing or truly living in step with the divine. Picture this, a world consumed by wickedness, where the very fabric of humanity seemed to unravel. Yet amidst the chaos, a solitary figure held fast to his faith, Noah. Noah received an extraordinary call from God to build an ark, a vessel of salvation in a world drowning in sin. Can you imagine the ridicule, the doubt, the sheer impossibility of such a task? Yet Noah obeyed. He trusted implicitly in God's promise, even when the world around him scoffed and dismissed his efforts. For decades he toiled, the sounds of hammers and saws echoing through the valley, a testament to his unwavering belief. And then the rains came, the heavens opened, unleashing a deluge that reshaped the world. Noah's Ark, once an object of mockery, became a sanctuary, a lifeline for humanity and creation itself. In the heart of the ancient Mesopotamia, a man named Abram received a life-altering call from God. Go forth from your country and from your relatives and from your father's house to the land which I will show you. This divine command was not just a simple request, it was a profound challenge that would alter the course of history. Abram, later known as Abraham, was asked to leave behind the comfort and security of his homeland, to embark on a journey filled with uncertainty and potential peril. Imagine the courage this must have taken, to step away from everything he had ever known, to trust in a voice that promised a future he could not yet see. It was a leap of faith that required immense bravery and an unshakable belief in the divine promise. To leave behind everything familiar, to venture into the unknown, trusting in the promise of a God he couldn't see. Abraham's journey was not just a physical one, but a spiritual odyssey that tested his faith at every turn. Each step he took was a testament to his unwavering trust in God's plan. This was the defining act of Abraham's life, the ultimate testament to his unwavering faith. His willingness to obey God's command despite the uncertainties and challenges set him apart as a paragon of faithfulness. It was this act of obedience that would lay the foundation for his legacy. He didn't just believe in God, he staked his entire existence on that belief. Every decision he made, every path he chose was guided by his faith in God's promise. This deep-seated belief was the cornerstone of his life, influencing every aspect of his existence. And God, honoring Abraham's faithfulness, made a covenant with him, promising to make him the father of a great nation. This covenant was not just a promise, but a sacred bond that would shape the destiny of Abraham's descendants for generations to come. But Abraham's faith was tested time and again, most profoundly when God asked him to sacrifice his son, Isaac. This ultimate test of faith was a moment of intense trial and tribulation, yet Abraham's trust in God never wavered. His willingness to obey, even in the face of such a heart-wrenching command, demonstrated the depth of his devotion. Abraham's story is a testament to the transformative power of faith. It shows us that true faith is not just about belief, but about action and trust. Abraham's life teaches us that faith can lead us through the most challenging of journeys, and that with unwavering trust in the divine, we can overcome any obstacle. Behind every great man of faith often stands a woman of equal conviction. Sarah, the wife of Abraham, embodied this truth. Her story is a testament to the unwavering faith that can blossom even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Imagine being Sarah, promised a son, an heir to continue the covenant with God, but facing the harsh reality of her own barrenness. Years turned into decades, hope flickering like a candle in the wind. Yet Sarah never stopped believing. And then the impossible happened. Sarah, beyond all human expectation, conceived and gave birth to Isaac. Her laughter of disbelief transformed into a symphony of joy, a testament to the faithfulness of a God who keeps his promises. The legacy of faith, like a torch passed from one generation to the next, continued with Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. Each man, in his own way, carried forward the unwavering belief of their forefathers. Isaac, born from a miracle, grew up under the shadow of his father's near sacrifice. He learned firsthand the weight of God's promises and the profound trust required to walk in faith. Jacob, a man of cunning and ambition, wrestled with God and emerged with a new name, Israel. And then there was Joseph, sold into slavery by his own brothers, his dreams seemingly shattered. Yet even in the depths of despair, Joseph clung to his faith, his spirit unbroken. Through him, God preserved a nation, demonstrating that even in the darkest of circumstances, faithfulness paves the way for redemption and restoration. Imagine a cradle adrift on the Nile, gently swaying with the current, carrying within it the destiny of a nation. This was the beginning of Moses, a man chosen by God to lead his people out of slavery in Egypt. Born into a time of great turmoil, Moses' early life was marked by danger and divine intervention. Rescued from the waters by Pharaoh's daughter, he was raised in the lap of luxury, surrounded by the opulence of the Egyptian palace. Despite his privileged upbringing, Moses could not ignore the suffering of his people. The Israelites, enslaved and oppressed, cried out for deliverance. A fire burned within him, a righteous anger at the injustice he witnessed. This inner turmoil led him to a fateful encounter with God in the form of a burning bush, where he received his divine mission. When God called him to confront Pharaoh to demand the release of his people, Moses could have cowered. The task was daunting, the risks immense. But Moses, armed with a staff and unwavering faith, stood before Pharaoh, proclaiming the power of the one true God. His courage was not born of confidence in his own abilities, but in his faith in God's promise. Through trials and tribulations, Moses led his people out of Egypt, across the parted waters of the Red Sea and towards the Promised Land. Each step was a testament to the boundless power of faith. His journey was fraught with challenges, from the grumbling of his own people to the relentless pursuit of Pharaoh's army. Yet Moses' resolve never wavered. He stood as a beacon of hope and a symbol of divine intervention, guiding his people with a steadfast heart and an unshakable belief in their destiny. Moses' story is a testament to the courage that faith can inspire. It reminds us that true leadership is not about power or privilege, but about serving others with conviction and compassion. His legacy lives on, encouraging us to face our own challenges with the same unwavering faith and determination. As we reflect on Moses' journey, let us find inspiration in his courage and conviction and strive to lead with the same strength of spirit. He led his people through the parted waters of the Red Sea, a testament to the boundless power of faith. Moses' story is a testament to the courage that faith can inspire. His legacy lives on, encouraging us to face our own challenges with the same unwavering faith and determination. In the ancient city of Jericho, amidst towering walls that have witnessed countless stories and battles, and a culture steeped in paganism and diverse traditions, lived a woman named Rahab. A woman whose life defied societal expectations, whose faith transcended cultural and religious boundaries, and whose courage knew no limits. Rahab was a prostitute, living on the fringes of society, often overlooked and marginalized. Yet, even in her circumstances, she had heard whispers of a God who parted waters and delivered his people from the clutches of their enemies. When Israelite spies arrived in Jericho, Rahab, at great personal risk, chose to hide them, recognizing that their God was the true God, the one who held power over all. Her act of courage, her willingness to believe in a God she had never seen, ultimately saved her life and the lives of her family, marking her as a figure of immense bravery and faith. Rahab's story is a powerful reminder that faith knows no boundaries, no social strata, no religious or cultural divide. It transcends all human-made barriers. Her story challenges us to look beyond outward appearances, to recognize the potential for faith to blossom in the most unexpected places, and to understand that true belief can emerge from the most unlikely of individuals. As we've journeyed through the lives of these heroes of faith, we've witnessed the extraordinary power of belief. Their stories remind us that faith is not a passive belief, but an active choice we make each day. It's a choice to trust in God's promises, even when we can't see the path ahead. May their stories inspire us to live lives of courage and conviction, to embrace the transformative power of faith, and to leave behind our own legacy of belief for generations to come. What are our thoughts on the Hall of Faith? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Bible insights.